Since 2015, the artist游依珊has used floating as the main axis to visualize her perception of time and space. The abstract painting technique with layers of metonymy presents a literary and poetic spiritual field in the works. Through intuitive painting methods, a period of hope and pursuit of spiritual utopia is recorded. Since May of this year, Donna Art has assisted you in planning solo exhibitions at KGI Bank's 4 open branches. Currently, Xinzhuang branch exhibits virtual reality and Zhongshan branch exhibits floating dreams. In addition,游依珊also presents solo exhibition drifting at Donna Art and Consulting, which exhibits wonderful works over time. The pursuit of pure spiritual utopia is a very personal theme, which also provides a very recognizable style foundation for游依San's floating series. However, it is not easy to accurately reproduce the operation of individual consciousness. Many artists will use symbolic and ritual symbols as the carrier of narration. However, you did not follow the existing genre. She took another path of her own. In order to more accurately convey the purity of the theme, the floating series abandoned the connection with the natural world and the material world. Do not try to refer to any image, as far as possible to exclude the purpose. No matter how many elements there are in the picture, it shows a kind of uncontaminated atmosphere of consciousness expression. Trying to analyze the development context of the floating series,游依San borrowed the concept of digital network to explain the composition of the floating series. In the lives of contemporary people, the internet plays a universal and multifunctional role. It also formed a parallel world. Through the internet, people can feel a state of exception, of jumping out of the real world. When people are focused on the online world, they can feel unrestricted pleasure and freedom. This kind of experience is easier to construct ideals beyond awareness than the real world, and even easier to approach a spiritual utopia. From the highly organic brush strokes, it can be understood that the floating series is not a mere conceptual transformation of the internet. Rather, it is similar to a metaphorical relationship. If people compare the canvas to the internet world, the hue, shape, and sense of space laid out on the canvas are similar to people's behavior and choices on the internet. Through repeated metonymy, you depicts the trajectory of consciousness observed for a long time. Stroke by stroke, looking for a balance between vision and perception. With the training from Orthodox College, Yu has accumulated years of experience in the use of painting media. After repeated practice, what the floating series carries is not a certain complicated painting technique. It pays more attention to the unique psychedelic sense of oil paint. Through the use of psychedelic sense, the thought of breaking the limitation is conveyed to the tangible world we live in. You positioned the floating series as postmodern classical contemporary dialectics. In the completely abstract structure, it naturally embodies the sketch thinking of classical painting. Even though the material elements in the picture are virtual and psychedelic, they appear real because of the use of light and space. When the substance is freed between the real and the illusion, it further presents the virtual reality. For you, painting is the most sincere way to express emotions and sustenance, and it is also a sacred life practice. The floating series, which has been in development for more than 5 years, is a process of multiple metonymy, floating between the real, the object, the priority, and the severity. It records the mental state formed by the perceptual self existing under the pressure of an environment, times, society, etc., and constructs an ideal utopia of beyond reality and knowledge from intuitive virtuality. You captures personal emotional experience, materializes it, visualizes it, and communicates and interacts with the real world.